Over the past decade, football's youngest stars have exploded onto the senior scene with unprecedented frequency. 17-year-olds are now logging more minutes than established veterans, and clubs are routinely pushing them into intensive schedules. While the immediate rewards, trophies, branding, ticket sales are of course obvious, a growing body of evidence suggests we may be jeopardizing their long-term health and careers. Walk with me, guys. Today we are going to delve into the data, the expert opinions, and the cautionary case studies to ask, are we asking these youngsters to play too much too soon? When we look at it on the face of things, some of the best players in the world right now are under the age of 23, 24, which is quite phenomenal when you do think about the amount of players playing at the top level. Most of them are young players, and most of these young players are playing a lot of football, especially now we've had more games both internationally and at club level. The amount of games and minutes that are being racked up by some of these players is actually quite phenomenal. You take someone like Pedri of Barcelona, someone who is considered to be one of the best midfielders in the game today. He logged 74 Barcelona appearances by the age of 20. Now, of course, I know a lot of people might think that might be okay, but when you then look at his partner in crime, Gavi, someone that we know that who is still to this day recovering from the amount of injuries that he has picked up, by the age of 19, he'd already played 55 games for both club and his country. Again, quite a lot of minutes that these players are playing. We're talking about between two players by the age of 20 had already appeared over 120 times, and we're not even counting Pedri's appearances for Spain. That is a lot of minutes and that is a lot of games, considering they are starting most and majority of these games. Lamine Yamal, the talk of the town after his recent exploits in the Champions League semi-final first leg against Inter Milan, has just racked up his 100th appearance for Barcelona. He is only 17 years of age. At the time of this video, he's already appeared 49 times this season, off the back of 50 times for Barcelona last season, and again, we are not including his exploits for Spain. Now, do the football authorities have to hold some accountability for this with the amount of games that they've added on, whether it's club football or international football, the needless games that have just been piled on, or for the entertainment purposes of the consumers, us, the fans? As we know, age does not matter when it comes to playing games, and no player even wants to be subbed off the pitch, no matter your age. So of course, players want to keep playing, and even the younger players, they want to show what they can do. So they are always keen and eager to impress at every opportunity, because they know that in football, things change so quickly. You know, you add to the fact that these players have to do a lot of media stuff as well. Again, it is a certain level of expectancy with fans as well, in terms of the level of professionalism that they would like to see their players provide. There is a lot that goes into the game, and I do think that as social media has grown, so has the spotlight on football players, and young players who are born into this and, you know, have grown with how social media and how society is today, have also had to buy in to the entire product and everything that comes with it. When you do look at it on the face of it, back in the day, and we're talking maybe even 15 to 20 at most years ago, when you looked at some of the players who were coming through in the game in itself, you know, they were the best of the best. Now, I don't feel that so many quality players are coming through, but there are a lot of young players who are coming through. So this might actually be the best time for youngsters to be playing football, because a lot more are going to be seen, a lot more getting game times, just because of the schedule that football clubs have to try and meet every single season. Pushing limits carries a price. Pedri's breakout Golden Boy season, saw him play 75 matches before an Achilles tendon strain sidelined him for 6 weeks, his first long-term injury. Whilst Gavi himself has also had 2 hamstring tears in 18 months. Again, quite a lot of minutes that they are playing is obviously having an adverse effect to their actual health. Bukayo Saka is another one, a player who in the last 2 seasons, he has amassed over 7,000 minutes for Arsenal Football Club. That is a hefty amount of minutes to be playing football, especially at his age, for a player who is vital to the Arsenal team and to Mikel Arteta, to not have that much rest on top of his England duties as well. Another place where he is one of the prime players in the team. It's going to become very detrimental to some of these players. Perhaps most stark is Jude Bellingham, who by the age of 20 had made 120 senior appearances for Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid. He also picked up 3 separate muscle injuries during the 22-23 season. These reoccurring problems not only disrupt form but risk chronic issues that can follow a player through their prime years. Back in 2002, concerns were raised by FIFA's chief medical officer, Jiří Dvořák, who argued the need to set a maximum limit on the number of matches a player can play in a season. Considering the increasing number of non-contact injuries at the time, there are rules for the maximum number of hours you can drive a truck, but there are no rules for footballers, he declared to the Observer, taking a position that would later prove to be forward-thinking. In the current season, top players risk playing as many as 86 matches due to the expansion of the FIFA Club World Cup with 32 teams, which will conclude on July the 13th, 2025, the new Champions League format and reoccurring breaks for the Nations League. It is therefore encouraging that the relevant authorities might at least address this issue shared by most players during the ongoing season and then consider a substantial reform starting from August 2025. The beautiful game's future depends on balance between youth and wisdom, potential and patience. By learning from past practices, applying modern sports science, and enshrining load management at every level, we can ensure our brightest talents shine for decades, not just seasons. Guys, thanks for watching. If you found this insightful, like, share and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on protecting football's next generation.